we understand if there are ways to further improve this valuable tool so that it is working for our farmers and the American people, that is our chore today.
He said the pandemic proved the need for such programs.
They say farming isn't a career, it's a way of life. While the work is rewarding, the daily stresses can be both physically and emotionally demanding. Sadly, 50% of farmers say it's difficult to access therapy or counseling in their community. Our 24-hour helpline changes that. Call 211 or text FARM-FL to 898-211. You don't have to deal with stress or anxiety alone. Learn more at 211.org.
Make plans to attend the Southern Peanut Growers Conference set for July 21 through 23rd in Panama City Beach, Florida. The event educates farmers about peanut production, legislative issues, marketing, and promotions. Visit southernpeanutfarmers.org for more information.
I'm Sabrina Halverson for the Southeast AgNet.
Unbeatable prices and events are popping up everywhere at Rural King. Like an antique steel fire pit for just $49.98. Or your choice of 27-foot tie-down ratchet straps, just $7.99 a piece. And don't miss taking a spin on the baddest mowers at our Lawn Mower Rodeo, Saturday, June 18th from 10 till 2. Must be 16 or older to ride. Shop now at RuralKing.com or your neighborhood Rural King, America's farm and home store.
When it really counts, depend on the source for the latest weather updates, keeping you ahead of the storm. 96.3 FM, 1370 AM, The Source.
We'll have a mix of clouds and sunshine today with a heavy thunderstorm this afternoon, high 94 to 98. Then look for a thunderstorm around this evening, otherwise cloudy most of the time with a low 73 to 75. We'll have some sunshine on Saturday, then turning cloudy with a couple of showers and heavy thunderstorms in the afternoon, which can bring flash flooding and damaging wind gusts, high 87 to 90. Thunderstorms in the afternoon Sunday. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm Holly Holdren.
Blockers Furniture is having their huge Independence Day 4th of July sale. We're talking an 80,000 square foot showroom full of savings. Beautiful sectionals starting as low as $19 per month. Check out the Dunlop Power Headrest Sofa with savings up to $200. You can save up to $600 on select queen storage bed with dresser and mirror sets. And right now during Blockers Furniture Independence Day 4th of July sale, mattresses start at just $3.99. And all outdoor furniture and accessories 25% off. Blockers Furniture, 2402 Southwest College Road, Ocala. See store for complete offer details.
This hour of Ocala Talks is brought to you in part by Blockers Furniture. Go see all their specials at blockersfurniture.com.
This is Ocala Talks with Tom Schmidt, bringing stories that are important to our community in and around Ocala. Plus, of course, a splash of sports as well. Now, here's your host, Tom.
Good Friday morning. Welcome to Ocala Talks. I'm your host, Tom Schmitz, coming to you from the studios of WOCA Radio, located just off the runway in the Brick City, beautiful Ocala, Florida. We are at the Ocala International Airport. Galen Unall joins us every morning, thanks to good folks at Palm Garden Healthy Rehabilitation Center, Penn Flooring, and Just Shipped. Galen, good morning to you.
Hey, what's going on, Tom? How are you this morning?
Well, I mean, I don't do the mark safe thing on Facebook because I just think it's ridiculous. But, we came through the storm that was yesterday. How'd you and your family fare?
Yeah, I mean, nothing, no, it didn't hit the house or anything. No trees, just a couple of limbs down, no big deal.
And some electrical inconvenience.
Yeah, I think everybody did. I mean, I was looking at city of Ocala. At one point, there were 9,000 households without power. The number went, and then it jumped up to like 12,000. Then, I guess they got everybody cleared up at about 4 a.m.
Yeah,
according to the app.
My lights, we have Ocala Electric. My lights came on about 11:30 last night. There was now down 49th or 25th Avenue in that area, 25th Avenue and 49th and everything. There was a tree across the road. They had to clean that out of the way. On 63rd, there was a power pole laying across the road. And we still don't have internet. Forget about that. We got Cox Cable out there for the internet and everything. We still don't have internet this morning.
That's interesting. Yeah, all right.
And there's wires
I
down.
had internet second I had power.
You can see wires down and everything, so there's still some work to do in our end of the county. My mentor, his carport made the newspaper because I guess a tree fell over there in the historic district and took out Buddy Martin's part of his carport, it looks like, or something. So,
Yeah, and thankfully it just hit the carport, not the house. That's scary. I mean, we had probably one of those old oak trees fall in our neighborhood, and it missed one of the condos in the front half of our neighborhood by about 4 inches. And, it's one of those massive oaks where it's all surface roots and
it's a water oak. Yeah, it's a big water oak.
Yeah, and it's been so wet. That's the kind of thing that can, really take you out. So this was just a tree trimming for the future hurricane season. Get stuff out of the way.
The National Weather Service will send people here to look today. They don't think it was a tornado, but they're coming to look just to make sure. I think it was just one of those afternoon Florida hot as hell storms that maybe had a microburst or something we deal with on a regular basis here.
Yeah, I was driving home from Hernando County, and I went through this neighborhood, and I'm like, what happened? When there's debris all over the street, and you didn't even know it rained? You're like, what happened? Was there a tree trimming? And it was weird. You go from absolute nothing to, I turned down this road, and there was debris everywhere. It's remarkable. Absolutely remarkable.
Well,
and before anybody tells you, this is not a new phenomenon.
No.
I've lived in Ocala since I was 2, off and on. This happened, right? So if anybody says, "Well, this is climate change,"
nope.
This is not a new incident, right?
Nope.
It's not any more severe. This is what happens sometimes.
There was numerous times growing up in Jacksonville where big limbs would be broke out of trees, pine trees would be snapped, oak trees would fall on a Wednesday afternoon rainstorm at 3:30 in the afternoon in the 70s when I was a kid. So this isn't new.
No.
I want to give everybody a warning. I don't know how many people are going that way, but if you're going down Highway 27 today, if that's your choice to get to Claremont or something, pick another choice right now because Highway 27 just north of Claremont, all lanes are closed because of a fatality traffic accident. So if you got to go down, if you're traveling down south on 27 through Leesburg and going towards Claremont, pick another route if that's where you got to go this morning. As 27, it's been closed since 5 a.m. this morning with a fatality, and usually, Galen, those things last 6 or 7 hours when they're doing those investigations.
Yeah, and that's already a pretty bad road. It's a lot of stop and go. That's sad to hear.
Yeah, so if you're up here in Ocala and you're planning to got to go down there for business or something, find another way to go. Turnpike. That's it. I'm surprised how many people don't use. Turnpike's always busy, and the people that go, I don't even get on the Turnpike. I just use 27. I'm like, why would you stop every 13 feet? Why would you?
Well, it's faster if there's no traffic. But, no guarantee.
Right, 100%. There's no guarantee. So the 5th game of the Stanley Cup is tonight. The Tampa Bay Lightning coach came out and said that they should implement when there's too many complaint of too many men on the ice. He thinks that should be reviewable, Galen. He thinks it should be reviewable.
Well, I'm. This is one of those things that bothers me is if a coach is stuck in the past.
That's not good.
Your team is good.
That's not good.
Get stuck in the past, right? And again, I've been watching hockey a long time. Even if it was reviewable, it would not have been overturned because he had no impact on the play. That's the underlying factor here. This is not an issue at all. And somebody's like, well, he got to jump on the play. Yeah, that's how they do line changes. You gain 10 to 20 feet. This is not a new tactic. I'm kind of past that, and if I'm past it, the head coach of the Lightning sure as heck.
But I brought that up because I
swept, and then he could think about it all summer when he's playing golf.
I brought that up because you make the point that I was hoping you would make. If a coach is to, even though I think it should have been called, it doesn't matter. It's over. You're not going to change the outcome of the game. Why even bring it up in your presser? Just say, hey, when he was asked the question, say, hey, we're not worried about what happened in the last game. We got to move on to Game 5. We're ready to go. We're going to win. Come back 3-2. That's the attitude you got to have. To still act like they should review that's something that was clearly a penalty that the non-call cost us. The day after, a day and a half after, to be stuck that way when you got a Game 5 that could eliminate you. That's not good for the Tampa Bay Lightning.
No, I mean, you want to bring that up in October. You want to bring that up at the spring training of the following year. I have no problem with that, right? Fine. There's a time and place for everything. But right now, you need to be focused on how you're going to stop McKinnon in that first line of the Avalanche. That's what you need to be focusing on because they are out skating you. They're moving the puck much, much better than you are. And you need to solve that problem. You've got to get your defense to start communicating a little cleaner on those line changes. And how about not turning the puck over in your own zone?
Yeah, there's the big deal. How about not giving up the puck in your own zone? How about that?
Yeah, that's what I would tell the coach. Now, I'm saying this to a guy who's won 2 Stanley Cup titles, and maybe he's using this. And again, he knows his team better than us. Maybe he's using it for a motivation, but from the outside looking in, it's no bueno.
It's not a good look. I'll give you that. But it could be that chip on the shoulder thing. Could be the chip on the shoulder, maybe.
But very few athletes that level can stay focused on the past and still get the job done.
Yeah.
Right. Those are, the Michael Jordan. Like if this happened to Jordan, you'd say, well, he's going to score 75 tonight, and he's going to win in a blowout. But it's not the coach. The coach can't do that.
I remember a game in 1990. Tim Stowers was our head coach. Irk Russell had retired the year before. Tim Stowers was our head coach. And we played East Tennessee State. And we beat East Tennessee State. We were favored by 2.5. We were favored by 2 touchdowns, 15 points, something like that. And we barely beat them. Had to come back to beat them by a point. And Stowers shows up Monday for film, and he goes, fellas, we watched the film. It's horrible. Nobody did what they were supposed to do. We won anyway. That's the last we'll speak of that. Let's move on to this week. And we didn't even watch the film or anything of it because he said it was a terrible football game, and there was no reason for us to watch the film because he didn't want to put the thoughts of how bad we'd played in our head. So that was the 1 week, the worst game we had played. That 1 week we didn't get to see the film. The coaching staff said, nope, we've watched it. We made the notes. Here's what we're working on. You don't even have to see it. Let's move on. And I thought that was genius. We didn't get to dwell on how bad we were, even though he was like, we won the game, so that's all we need to worry about. Let's move on. And that's good coaching to me.
Well, and a good coach knows his team, and that's part of it, right? Good coach knows his player, good coach knows his team, and maybe the Lightning are like, yeah, we're going to dwell on this because this will be our fuel, but I don't like it.
I don't like it a bit. We got to take a break. We'll be back. Hey, it's Friday, so I got a top 20 list that I know you're not going to like. We'll talk about it next, right here on Ocala Talks, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, WOCA, The Source.
Hi, this is JP from Penn Flooring here in Ocala. I would like to invite you to come in and visit our spacious showroom where we have solutions for every style and budget. From wall-to-wall carpet to hardwood floors and tiles, we have an unsurpassed selection of flooring. At Penn Flooring, we've provided quality customer service with a family touch for over 25 years. Visit our website at pennflooring.com or come by our showroom, 1201 Southwest 17th Street, just over the bridge. Penn Flooring, quality customer service with a family touch.
Are you or your loved one being released from a hospital and wondering how you'll manage? Inform your physician that you want to go to Palm Garden of Ocala at 2700 Southwest 34th Street for your rehabilitation. Palm Garden provides pain management, post-discharge follow-up, diabetic care, psychosocial support, and so much more. Plus, they even offer outpatient rehab. This award-winning care facility has a team of licensed professionals dedicated to enhancing your independence. Call 352-854-6262 today.
Are you wasting time boxing up packages and going to the post office or the UPS store? Are you tired of not knowing what you'll pay when you get there? Just Ship offers pickup service and flat rate packaging and postage rates, which takes the guesswork out of shipping while saving you time and money. So quit wasting valuable time and money. Call or text Just Ship at 352-234-3840. That's 352-234-3840. Just Shipped.
Nirvana Medical Spa is Ocala's premier medical spa, home to a variety of non-invasive corrective laser treatments and facials. Besides filler, neurotoxin, laser hair, we offer PRP, tattoo removal, body contouring, vaginal rejuvenation, urinary incontinence, and men's sexual health. Become a better, brighter, happier you at Nirvana Medical Spa.
Now you've done it. Have you lost your mind? He's back. And you're listening again. A legend in his own mind. Don't believe me? Just ask him. Here's Tom Schmitz live on WOCA. The Source.
Welcome back to Ocala Talks. On a Friday, usually on Fridays, I try to come up with some interesting topics to surprise Galen with, because he will never find them interesting. That's why I do it, because it's fun for me. Galen, I got one again, and I know that you love these moments in this show. I know you do.
Yeah. Well, you know, your lists are typically absolutely garbage.
And I got another one.
I mean, they're usually, I want to be very, very clear that you brought, like, I don't know, 20 lists on this show, and every one of them has been garbage.
With a capital G.
So, so the bar for you is set very low. Let's see if we can go on.
Hey, let me explain something to you. It's going under.
All right. What is it? It's a top 20?
Top 20.
What is the list?
Top 20. Now, it's Spin Magazine. So Spin Magazine, you know, is a music magazine.
I did not know that, but okay, I've never even heard of said magazine.
Spin Magazine is a music magazine. It's a poor man's version of Rolling Stone. Okay. Well,
right.
Spin Magazine, in all its infinite wisdom, has decided they want to rank the top 20 movie westerns of all time.
Now, you know I love Western.
I know you do.
Right? You know I love
I know you do. And so do I. If I had a genre, exactly.
Category.
Comedy's first, Western is 2.
Yeah, that's correct. Now, we could go subset of comedy.
Right.
But, yeah, now, this is okay, Westerns.
Westerns. They do have an honorable mention that didn't make the top 20, but they think it's good enough. They call it 20A honorable mention.
Is this a list where you can only pick, like, one actor?
No.
Or anything crazy like that?
No, it is
so
not.
Clint and John Wayne could
be in this list quite a bit. Yes, they could be in this list quite a bit if so chosen.
Okay, just making sure, because sometimes if you're going to do a list, you put a caveat.
Nope.
I'm okay with that.
20A.
All right.
Which is the honorable mention movie. Clint Eastwood, Fistful of Dollars. 20A, an honorable mention. Didn't even get in the top 20.
So
honorable mention.
That means you're going to have 20. It's not my favorite Clint Eastwood.
But it's but as far as westerns goes, pretty good western.
It's no. I'm okay. I'm trying to give this list the.
But don't because I'm fixing to take it away from you right now.
It's a terrible start.
Number 20 on the list.
Yeah.
There are 19 films better than this movie, according to Spin Magazine. John Wayne, Glenn Campbell, True Grit.
Oh, that's 20?
Number 20 on the list.
That's a top 5.
It's a top 3, maybe.
Grit.
It's a top 3, maybe.
I'm going to give it top 5. I need to. I'm giving myself some room.
Spin
I don't know if I
Magazine,
can find
20.
So they're saying there's 19 westerns
Better than True Grit.
better than True Grit, and you could make an argument very easily that True Grit is John Wayne's best.
You son of a bitch.
Yeah, not just movie, western, but movie.
Movie. That's what I'm saying. Robert Duvall's in that movie. I mean,
oh my gosh, it's
great.
It won an Academy Award.
Oh, it won an Academy Award. That's all you need to know. And it's number 20 on this list. But here's the problem. Guess what's 19 on the list? And this is where your head's gonna explode. Guess what's 19 on the list?
Go ahead.
1996. Let me see. Yeah, 1996. Chris Cooper, Elizabeth Pena, and Stephen Mendello are the stars.
Ooh.
The movie's called Lone Star. I've never even heard of this movie.
I have. I've watched it.
It gets a 94 on Rotten Tomatoes, though. It gets a 94 on Rotten Tomatoes.
It is pretty good. I'm not. It belong. I can understand somebody putting that on the list. It's a pretty good movie. You should watch it.
Number 18.
True Grit is better.
Number 18 from 1956. Elizabeth Taylor, Rock Hudson, and James Dean. Giant.
Absolutely. Not a bad movie at all.
Giant's a good movie. Good movie.
I would have never thought of that one. I have no problem with that being on the top 20.
But here's a problem that I have with any kind of list.
And this is hard when you don't have this is one of those things you're in a bar. You need Wikipedia. You need some sources.
Right. Here's the 17th movie, and I can't. First off, it was made in 2021. That should rule it out right there.
Ooh, not necessarily.
But
I don't even know what came out in 2021.
Benedict Cumberbatch, Kristen Dunst, and Jesse Plemons, The Power of the Dog. I've never heard of it.
I haven't seen it. Well, I'm a huge Cumberbatch fan. I think that guy can flat out act. I think his interpretation of Sherlock Holmes is phenomenal.
Well, that's 16th on the list. Django Unchained is 16th on the list.
Oh, you're kidding!
Yep.
Ooh, that's a top 10. That is a great movie.
It's a great movie, but now you're really going to get angry.
But I want to be clear. I think Django Unchained is better than True Grit. I can understand that. You can make that argument.
Except for sunglasses were 37 years from being invented when that movie happened.
Come on. Really? That's your problem with
Just
it?
Just say.
Come on. I mean,
no, here's my problem with this list.
The guy takes a handgun and shoots somebody from 100 feet away.
Well, that's a problem.
Dead center.
Here's my other problem with this list. Are you ready for number 15? Please, You're not driving, right?
I am, actually.
This is going to be a problem. Number 15 on the list, 2010, Jeff Bridges and Matt Damon, True Grit.
Oh, no. They said that. I mean, I'm a huge Matt Damon fan. If I go to prison, he's my cellmate.
Look, it was a good movie. True Grit, the remake with Jeff Bridges and Matt Damon. Good movie. It ain't better than John Wayne.
We're talking. You can't remake John Wayne, and they did a good job.
The Coen brothers did a good job. The Coen brothers did a great job.
Bridges did a phenomenal job. Oh, that's rough.
Yeah.
That's a rough one, Tom.
Here,
that's rough.
Number 14 on the list.
It's only going to get worse.
I Can't Quit You. Brokeback Mountain, 14th on the list.
All right, I'm not. Okay.
Number 13 on the list. This is a good movie, but I don't know if it's number 13 on the list. McCabe and Mrs. Miller. That is a good movie with Warren Beatty and Julie Christie. It's a good movie.
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. It's not better.
But it's not better than True Grit.
Or Django.
How about this one? Joan Crawford, Sterling Hayden, Mercedes McCambridge, 1954's Johnny Guitar.
Never heard of it.
Never heard of it.
I haven't heard of it. I don't know. Maybe it is.
Number 11 on this list. Number 11 on this list makes no sense to me. It's a movie of a 2 years after the TV series ended. They made a movie, and somehow it gets number 11 on the list. Deadwood, the movie. The movie wasn't even as good as the TV show.
No, it wasn't good at all. They tried to follow the same themes, and it's not good. And by the way, all of these are better than Django and True Grit.
No, they're not. But according to Spin Magazine, they are. Now, here is a movie that is now we're in the top 10. Matter of fact, we're in the top 10 now. This top 10, number 10 on the list, it's a very good movie. Sergio Leone is the director. Henry Fonda and Charles Bronson. And it's a great movie. Once Upon a Time in the West. That's a great movie.
Well, you're absolutely right. Charles Bronson, a young Charles Bronson.
Yeah.
Fabulous in it.
Fresh off Kid Galahad that he had starred with Elvis as Elvis's ring man.
That's right. People forget that he was an early Western guy.
Yeah.
Before he became
Death Wish vigilante.
Well, I mean, that's what he's known for. If you're gonna, by the way, he owned that role.
Oh yeah.
Like if you saw Bronson at your house in the '80s, you're like, I didn't do anything.
No, exactly. So that gets us into the top 10. We'll do the top 9. There's still quite a few reasons to have Galen's head explode. Well, True Grit, the remake is better than True Grit, the original. The remake, okay, all right. Spin Magazine.
All right, off the top of my head, we got Shane coming up. We got Good, Bad, and the Ugly.
We'll see.
Shane better be on this list. Shane's my favorite Western of all time.
We'll see. More with Galen, after this time out.
I love Shane.
You're listening to 1370 AM, 96.3 FM. This is WOCA, The Source.
Broadcasting from the Ocala International Airport, this is WOCA AM, W242CA FM, Ocala, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
USA Radio News with Lance Pry.
The Biden administration has agreed to cancel an estimated $6 billion in federal student loan debt for borrowers who claim they were defrauded by their college. Many of the borrowers affected by the new agreement have been waiting years for the Department of Education to process their claims. Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell testified before the House Financial Services Committee, presenting their semi-annual report on Thursday.
We are strongly committed to bringing inflation back down, and we're moving expeditiously to do so. We have both the tools we need and the resolve it will take to restore price stability on behalf of American families and businesses. It is essential that we bring inflation down if we are to have a sustained period of strong labor market conditions that benefit all.
A report in the journal Lancet Infectious Diseases claims the coronavirus pandemic could have been much worse without vaccines. They claim 20 million lives were saved. USA Radio News.
Did you know that you could easily be saving up to 90% on your taxes by simply making a phone call? That's right. The Fortune 500, the globalists, all the big billionaires and millionaires, they know about the loopholes written into the law where most of them pay almost zero tax. In fact, many of them pay no tax. You even see it on the news. How are they able to do that, but the common person can't? So whether you're a school teacher, a lawyer, a scientist, a millionaire, a billionaire, or whether you're just a regular blue-collar worker, everybody should learn about the legal, lawful loopholes. And we've got an organization and a group that I am so proud to be working with, American Tax Solutions. GCN has a special deal with them to get you the best rates. Here's the most important part. They save you money and then get part of the savings. This is an absolute win-win solution. You've got to give them a call at 855-907-4841 or GCNTaxCut.com. That's GCNTaxCut.com. The only way you miss out is not making the phone call. Make it now.
So many people here are getting real lasting joint pain relief from QC Kinetics.
QC Kinetics has changed my life.
I would recommend QC to anybody. The work that QC Kinetics did paid off exponentially.
It brought me back to an effective age of almost in my 20s and 30s.
QC Kinetics uses cutting-edge regenerative medicine, natural biologics from your own body, precision treatments that can restore and repair damaged tissue in your aching joints, with no meds, no steroids, no drugs, and no downtime.
I got a very quick resolution to my pain.
It is a all-natural therapy. You're using you to fix you.
I got my life back. I got my smile back. And best of all, I got my laugh back.
Don't live with that pain anymore. And don't let them tell you surgery is your only option. Learn more about regenerative options from the local medical professionals at QC Kinetics. Call now for your free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 352-400-4550. That's 352-400-4550. 352-400-4550.
You're getting ready to move and you work hard. That's why you call Two Men in a Truck, 352-289-0666. You need pros. Trained professional moving experts to do the heavy lifting for you. That's why you call Two Men in a Truck, 352-289-0666. They care about your things as much as you do, and they do it fast and right. That's why you call Two Men in a Truck, 352-289-0666. Visit twomeninatruck.com and get moving.
2 Men in a Truck.
Do you suffer from joint pain or anxiety? Natural Life CBD Kratom and Kava can help. Our CBD certified associates will consult with you. Chocolate, gummies, CBD oil. We have Delta 8 products with quality you can trust, all held to the highest standard. Natural Life has 2 locations to serve you, open 7 days a week, located in the S-Curve and in the Heathbrook Shopping Plaza. Give them a call at 352-355-3040. And if you stop in and tell them you heard it on WOCA, you'll receive 20% off your purchase at Natural Life CBD Kratom and Kava.
Good credits, bad credits. It's none of our business because we're not an auto dealer. We're not a bank. We're not your mother. We're OcalaForSale.com. Marion County's marketplace for cars, trucks, and SUVs. We've got thousands of sellers standing by to take your call. No middleman. But hurry, don't walk, don't run. Just sit down and log on to OcalaForSale.com. Prices and inventory change daily. Offer does not include dealer upcharge. Undercutting, loss proofing, factory surcharge, or delivery fee. See website for details.
The Ocala Golf Club, one of Ocala's premier golf courses, from its pristine 18-hole course layout to its amazing pro shop. Jason Linhart and the staff at Ocala Golf offer everything that you need for your golf outing. That's the Ocala Golf Club. Experience country club style golf at municipal prices. You won't go wrong with the Ocala Golf Club. Call them for a tee time today, 352-401-6917.
Now you've done it. Have you lost your mind? He's back. And you're listening again. A legend in his own mind. Don't believe me? Just ask him. Here's Tom Schmitz live on WOCA. The Source.
Welcome back to Ocala Talks on a Friday. Galen Unal is our guest, as he is every day. Brought to you by the good folks at Just Shipped, Penn Flooring, and Palm Garden Health and Rehabilitation Center. Galen, we're going over the top 20 list by Spin Magazine of the best Westerns ever. I'll give a recap. Honorable mention, Fistful of Dollars. Number 20, True Grit with John Wayne. Number 19, Lone Star. Number 18, Giant. Number 17, The Power of the Dog. Number 16, Django Unchained. Number 15, the True Grit remake with Jeff Bridges. Number 14 on the list, Brokeback Mountain. 13 on the list is McCabe and Mrs. Miller. 12th on the list, Johnny Guitar. 11th on the list, Deadwood, the movie. And number 10 on the list we let go before was Once Upon a Time in the West. Now, for all the craziness that's going on in the top 20, from 20 to 10, you figure there's got to be craziness still to come. So brace yourself.
Yeah.
Brace yourself.
Again, I now remember my number one Western movie of all time. So,
number 9 on the list with 4 Oscars. Director Clint Eastwood.
Oh, you're kidding! If this isn't in your top 3,
1992, Unforgiven.
Gene Hackman,
Morgan Freeman.
Clint
Mister, you
Eastwood.
just shot an unarmed man. Well, if he's going to put my friend outside like that, he better arm himself.
I mean,
Gene Hackman's Little Bill. It was a fantastic. Jason Priestley was in that movie.
Okay. So this is number 9. And I agree that it's better than True Grit. You could say Unforgiven's your number 1 movie easily, and no one could argue it.
No.
Right? And they're saying it's 9.
Number 9.
Gene Hackman is. People forget that he was a great Western movie guy. He did the one with Sharon Stone as well. I can't remember the name of it. Where he was just the bad guy and was incredible.
Right.
Where he owned the town.
Yeah, what was the name of that movie?
And Leonardo DiCaprio was in it as well. I can't remember. That's a great movie.
Number 8 on the list. You ready for this?
Yeah.
Number 8 on the list. One of my favorite.
Unforgiven is 9?
Yeah, I would put this one. This is probably 7 or 8. I think this is in a good spot for this movie. Gary Cooper, Grace Kelly, High Noon.
Good movie.
Great movie.
I have no...
It is a solid movie. Solid movie.
No problem at all with that.
No problem. Number 7, 1969. It's one of my 3 or 4 favorite Westerns of all time. The Wild Bunch with William Holden and Ernest Borgnine. I really love this movie.
No problem with that.
I really love it. The Wild Bunch is a good movie.
Yeah, I think it may be Ernest Borgnine's best movie.
Bruce Dern's in that movie. It's a great movie.
I have no problem with that ranking. I don't think it's better than True Grit, though.
Number 6 on it. Well, I think some of these movies
better.
Number 6 on the list. 1956, John Ford. John Wayne, Jeffrey Hunter, and Vera Miles. The Searchers.
It's a top 3 movie, Tom.
The Searchers is a great movie. It's a fantastic movie. It's number 6 on this list.
You could argue that John Wayne's. Yeah, I forgot about The Searchers.
Number 5 on the list. My favorite Western of all time.
That could be. Okay. Yeah.
Number 5 on the list. My favorite.
The Searchers is John Wayne's best movie.
It could be, except for this movie.
Yeah. The Indians were the bad.
Except for this movie.
Okay.
Number 5 on the list. We're in the top 5 now, and to me, this is my favorite Western of all time. To me, my opinion, is the best Western ever. Number 5, 1962. John Ford, Jimmy Stewart, John Wayne, Vera Miles, and Lee Marvin. The man that shot Liberty Valance.
I forgot about this one.
That's my favorite Western of all time. It's my favorite one of all time.
John Wayne, Clint Eastwood, it doesn't get better. Gary Cooper wasn't bad, but yeah, Tombstone's not on. I thought Tombstone would be.
It's not on the list, by the way. Nowhere on this list.
Oh, you're kidding.
Nowhere in the top 20.
Ooh.
It actually, because they do a top 20 and a top 40. It was 31 in the top 40.
I'm surprised it's in your top 20. You got to put.
Got to be in the top 20. Number 4 on the list, my second favorite Western of all time, and it's because I love Chance. I love Tom. I love that he's drunk. That he shoots the guy up in the balcony. That dude makes him get the coin out of the spittoon because they laughed at him. Rio Bravo with John Wayne, Dean Martin, and Ricky Nelson.
It's not better. No, it's not better. It's not. I don't know if that would be in my top 20.
But Rio Bravo, and if it said El Dorado instead of Rio Bravo, it's the same damn movie.
Well, that's what I was going to say. I mean.
But I like Dean Martin, so it's always in my top.
It's not better. It's not better than The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance.
No, that's the best movie ever, according to me. But Rio Bravo,
it's not
number
better
4.
Than True Grit.
No,
it's not better than True Grit. It's not better than Django.
Number 3 on the list. Yeah. Number 3 on the list. I have no problem with it being the top 3, and here's why. It was the movie that started the career of the greatest Western actor, in my opinion, of all time.
Ooh.
Stagecoach, 1939, John Wayne.
Okay. I don't know if it's a top 3.
The reason I say it is because it launched the career of John Wayne.
No, yeah, but we're not. We're
as a leading man, by the way, as a leading man.
I get it. Stagecoach, good movie. I don't think it would be in my top 20.
Rotten Tomatoes has it scored as a 100.
Of course, it's a great movie. I don't think it's a
great movie.
I don't think it's a top 20. It's not better than True Grit.
Number 2 on the list.
It's not better than Who Shot Liberty Valance.
Number 2 on the list.
Where the heck is Clint Eastwood?
By the way, Outlaw Josie Wales, nowhere on this list.
You're saying, I was going to say, you were saying Josie Wales.
Nowhere on the list.
which was which you could argue is the first movie where it really put in the Confederate soldier at the centerpiece, right, and made him a
hero,
good guy.
Yeah. Nowhere on this list.
I'm struggling. That you could make an argument pretty easy that is better than that it's Eastwood's best movie. And
Just the
it's
fact
better
that he
than
kept
Oz.
spitting on the dog and the dog wouldn't run off.
Oh God, it's fantastic. You can make an argument it's better than The Good, Bad, and the Ugly because I think the direction of that movie is better. Because there are places in The Good, Bad, and the Ugly where it drags.
Well, funny you should say that because number 2 on the list, Sergio Leone, Clint Eastwood, Eli Wallach, and Lee Van Cleef. The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, number 2 on the list.
It's hard. It's hard to argue that. It wouldn't be in mine because I think it drags a little bit. I watched this like 2 weeks ago, again because I love the movie, but it's not. I don't.
There's no reason for them to have those 30-second stare downs and stuff.
Well, but you know, I was talking to somebody about it, and they said, well, if you saw that on the big screen, it was incredibly intense. And I'm like, you know what? That kind of makes sense, right? Because obviously, I couldn't have seen that in a movie theater. But that stare was everything because it was supposed to give you chills.
Are you listening to us, Marion? You listen to us, Marion Theater? Put the Good, the Bad, and the Ugly on the big screen.
Well, or just you could do a Western pretty easy. Yeah.
And number 1 on the list. You ready?
I'm still stuck on.
Here we go. Number 1 on the list because Galen's favorite movie is Shane, which, by the way, is a top 5 Western. It's a top 5.
I mean, anybody who says otherwise hasn't watched them all. If you've seen Shane, then you get it.
It's a very, very good movie. Very good movie. Number 1 on the list, not Shane.
Ooh.
But this is a really good movie.
Cassidy?
It's a really good movie.
Cassidy?
I don't know that it's number 1, but it's very good. I wouldn't have put it in my top 5, but it is very good. No, Butch Cassidy, not on the list of the top 20. 1948. 1948. John Huston directs. Humphrey Bogart, Walter Houston, Tim Holt. The Treasure of Sierra Madre. It's a good movie, but it ain't in one of my top 5s.
I don't think it would have been in my top 15.
It's a good movie.
So, like, Butch Cassidy isn't on your list?
Nope.
It's a Western, by the way. It's a Western.
Nope, not on the list. Tombstone, not on the list. 3:10 to Yuma, not on the list.
Oh, yeah, good movie with Russell Crowe, right?
The Magnificent Seven, not on the list.
Oh, great movie. That would be in my top 15 for sure. I wish I had this list in front
And I want the Yul Brynner version of the Magnificent Seven, not the Denzel Washington.
Oh, of course.
I want the Yul Brynner version.
Yeah. And I enjoyed Denzel, but it's not the same.
The Shootist, not on the list.
Oh, good movie. Good movie. I'm struggling now. I don't think it's
Outlaw Josie Wales, not on the list.
That's got to be on the list somewhere.
2 Mules for Sister Sarah, not on the list.
Oh, good movie. Yeah, I do love a good Western.
You know, just, I don't know.
Are you looking forward to the Elvis movie, by the way?
Yes and no. Yes, because I'm a big Elvis fan. No, because I've seen so many of them that it's just good. To me, I'm going into it going, this will be another one that's terrible.
Well,
you know, the best Elvis biop.
Look great.
The best Elvis biop that I've seen in my lifetime, Kurt Russell played Elvis. If you go back and watch it, it's like in the early 80s or late 70s. Somewhere. Elvis had just passed away. Something like that. But Kurt Russell does a good Elvis Presley, believe it or not. And then what was the movie? What was the movie where it was him and Kevin Costner and they were Elvis impersonators and they were robbing banks and stuff? What was the name of that movie? I forget that movie.
I don't know.
3,000 Miles to Vegas or something like that. 1,000 Miles to Vegas or something. I don't know. But yeah, Elvis movies, you know, they're a dime a dozen because everybody tries to be the next Elvis. You know, I don't know.
This one, I mean, it's got Forrest Gump in it, and apparently the guy who plays Elvis is just does an incredible job of it.
You know, and here's my issue with all these biop movies, these bio movies now and everything. Is after I saw the movie and how what's his name, Malik, the actor that played Freddie Mercury in Bohemian Rhapsody.
Oh, right. Yeah, he's a good actor.
Oh, if you didn't know better, you'd have thought Freddie Mercury had come back from the grave.
He was in Band of Brothers. Is that the one he was in?
Yes.
I think he was in that. He was great in that. He's a solid actor. Very, very solid actor.
And so, you know, once I saw that, then I go, well, now everybody has to nail it or it just won't look good. You know a great bio movie that was just a guy that you were like, really? He pulled that off? Gary Busey's rendition of Buddy Holly was really good.
Oh, I agree with you 100% there. He did a very good
That
job.
was before the motorcycle accident where he had the brain damage and all. So Gary Busey as Buddy Holly, he really, really nailed that perfectly to me.
Good call. Good call.
You know it's not a good call? True Grit, the remake, being better than True Grit, the original. That's not a good call.
It's going to bother me. Like in I don't know, Shane not being... Shane wasn't even on the list.
Wasn't even on the top 40 list.
That's hard to believe.
By the way,
man.
neither was Outlaw Josie Wales. Not even on the top 40 list.
Wow.
Two fantastic movies.
I love a good Western.
You know the great thing, though, is because I have Stars Western. You know, I have the Stars package of channels. And you can go back and just watch Westerns nobody ever heard of. Because they were cranking Westerns out in the 40s, 50s, and 60s. They were cranking. Hollywood was, you know, that's what they did. They cranked out Westerns. And you can go back and watch some of those old Westerns and everything, and they're just fantastic movies that nobody's ever heard of.
Right.
Like, it's not a Western. One of my favorite movies ever is Kurt Russell and Big Trees. You ever seen that movie?
No, I don't think I have.
It's one of the best movies you ever watched that nobody's ever heard of. Kurt Russell and Big Trees. It's fantastic.
Okay.
Okay. What was the name of the John Wayne movie where him and his partner were in Alaska and he went back to get the wife for his partner, but he ended up falling in love with her and bringing her back to Alaska?
Oh, yes.
That's a great movie.
Oh, that'll come to me. That is a good movie.
It's a fantastic
movie.
Is it North to Alaska? North to Alaska.
Yeah, that's correct.
That's the name of the movie, North to Alaska.
Where, you know, John Wayne treats her like garbage, and yeah. Yeah, it's a pretty good cast.
Because he's trying not to upset his friends, so he's trying to rebuke her and everything, but he can't.
Sure.
Another great movie that kind of is a Western, but it's a musical too. Seven Brides for Seven Brothers is a fantastic movie. But you couldn't show it now on TV because it's seven guys that go and kidnap seven women and hold them hostage till they agree to marry them.
Well, that's the downside of it, isn't
it? But it's a fantastic movie. It really is a great movie.
Problem. Sure.
And it was kind of a Western, but a musical more than it was a Western. Oklahoma, fantastic movie.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
absolutely.
But this is a Spin magazine. I knew that when they didn't put Shane on there, you were going to love this list. I knew it right away.
Man, I love that.
Shane's such a good movie. Shane's such a good movie. But and don't get me wrong, the Treasure of Sierra Madre is good, but it's not the best movie. There's no way it's the number one movie. You know, that's like the Forbes magazine list that said the number one Christmas movie of all time was Die Hard.
Yeah, I mean, you love Die Hard. I love Die Hard.
I do, but it's not the number one Christmas movie of all time.
It's not my top five. Yeah.
I mean, you know, the Home Alone movie's better than Die Hard for a Christmas movie.
Agreed.
Christmas Vacation, Elf. There's all kind of movies better than Die Hard.
Oh yeah, we Miracle on 42nd Street. I mean, we
30. Yeah. It is
34th
Street. Yeah. I was about to say Miracle on 42nd. I don't believe I've seen that one. I don't believe I've seen that. But I know you love these lists, so I did that for you.
Yeah, that's right. I appreciate that.
I did that for you.
Thank you very much.
I did that for you.
Yeah.
So we it seems like I was looking at the news today, and in Ocala, and it seems like that the tropics are heating up again. What do you guys do? Now we're going to switch gears, talk about the blood bank for a minute, because that's really why we're here, to talk about donating blood. What do you guys do? Because it's hurricane season now. Do you guys ramp up because it's hurricane season? Do you pay attention to, I'm sure you do, but do you put any more emphasis on the fact that the National Weather Service now says there's a disturbance in the Caribbean that has a 60% chance of becoming a storm that could affect Florida and all? Is this something y'all pay attention to on a day-by-day, or just when it's time to call a special meeting? How's that work at Life South?
Well, we always have an eye out there. You have to pay attention to what's coming. The truth is during the summer, we're struggling. We're day to day. And so we don't ramp up collections any more than we already have. We're already at, 100%. What's different is what we have to pay attention to is things like wind speed. We can't bring our blood mobiles if the wind gets to a certain level. We have to worry about logistics. Are they going to close roads? We service several hospitals that are on the coast, both in Mobile, Alabama, and in Jacksonville, and even over in Citrus County, believe it or not. And so if the water level is going to rise or if they're going to close roads, we need to make sure that those hospitals are fully ready and loaded in case they're needed. It's a continual logistical problem.
Yeah, it is one that and only the public can help, because our blood donations are the main way to help with this, even though logistics-wise and also what you deal with, blood donation is our responsibility. It's our gift, our responsibility, our need to help our community, and that can't be stressed enough.
That's exactly right. And it's got to be here now. It's got to be processed. It's got to be stored in the right area for us to actually help the people who are going to need it. And again, we need every single unit we can get. Right now we have less than a day and a half supply of OPAs. And OPAs is the largest donor group in the country. And not only that, it's a universal donor, so it's going to all of those traumas that we're seeing. We supply the hospital in Leesburg, which you talked about today. There was a fatality on the streets. Those are the kind of situations where blood is needed. And the only way that we get that blood is if somebody just like you donates it.
So go out, give the gift of life, donate blood. We'll find out where the blood mobile is in just a moment. A listener texted in. Okay, I say listener, it's my wife, let's be honest. And she goes, how did you and Galen miss this movie? At least, it's maybe not the top 5, but it should be in the top 20. How did you two miss it, and how did Spin Magazine miss it? And I went, oh my God, how did we miss this movie? Mel Brooks, 1971, Blazing Saddles. How did we miss that movie?
That's not wrong. No, you're right, it is a Western.
Blazing Saddles.
Stand back, I'll kill him.
I'll kill him. He'll do it. He's crazy enough, he'll do it.
It's so good.
He said the sheriff. He said the sheriff is near.
Oh, that's great.
Hey,
no,
Mr. Taggart.
You're absolutely right.
Mr. Taggart, you want some beans? I'd say you boys have had enough.
It's fantastic. I mean,
Camptown races 5 miles long. Doo-dah, doo-dah.
It's number 1 or number 2 on any list.
Oh, see that right there? Steady as a rock. Yeah, but this is my shooting hand. It's just such a great.
I love it.
Headley. It's Headley. And Mel Brooks is walking around with the tuxedo jacket on that says GOV period, because he's the governor.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, he does that. And again, You know what I love about Mel Brooks is he never took himself too seriously.
No.
He never tried to be something he wasn't, and I love that.
But yeah,
I love that.
Blazing Saddles should definitely be in the top 10 at least. At least.
Sure,
So,
but
and we missed it.
But Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
we missed it.
It's fantastic.
We missed it. So.
Once
Galen,
again, Susan's proving way too smart for you.
Way too smart for me, exactly. Way too. She put out a meme today that is so funny, but it's funny if you get it, and then it's funny to me because I know people won't get it. She's changing a battery. The meme is changing a battery in a fire alarm, and it says, "I'm changing the battery in my pie timer. Tom's gonna get some good pie." And it's the fire alarm. That's pretty good. That's a funny meme. That's a funny meme.
That's funny.
That's pretty good. But what's funny to me is the people that won't get it. That's what's funny to me. People go, why is she calling a fire alarm a pie timer? Huh?
That's pretty good.
You know,
I like that one.
The things that make me laugh.
I like it.
Things that make me laugh. Hey, Galen.
It doesn't matter. What else is there in this world if you're not going to laugh?
If you're not going to laugh, they say people who laugh 10 to 20 times a day, hearty laughs 10 to 20 times a day, their life expectancy is 4 years longer than those that don't. I mean, extend your life. That's all we're saying.
I don't think there's any doubt about that.
Extend your life. Speaking of extending your life, you can extend somebody else's life by giving the gift of life, by giving blood. So, Galen, where can we do that at today and this weekend?
Yeah, today we're going to be out on 200, way out there at the Publix. So check us out there. You'll see us. And again, we're going to be at Winn-Dixie and Bellevue this weekend. We're going to be all over the place. So, but as always, 7 days a week we are open, right on the boulevard, right across the street from the Chase Bank and the Cascades. Just get out there, give the gift of life, donate blood, lifesouth.org. We're in desperate situation right now, so give blood.
Galen, I'll talk to you next week.
Sounds good. Bye, all.
We'll be right back at this time out. You're listening to Ocala Talks on 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, WOCA, The Source.
USA Radio News with Lance Pry.
A suspect charged with attempting to murder Supreme Court Justice Brett Kavanaugh pled not guilty in federal court Wednesday. Authorities confiscated a gun and a knife from the suspect when they arrested him